'Cause the fog on the Tyne is all mine, all mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine, all mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine.
Right, what we've got, the spring, like I was on about before, a strip of 400, wet and dry. Like I say, I do all my tuning by hand, all my polishing. I keep saying tuning, it's all part of the tuning process, or what I would call a tuning process anyway. So, like I say, spring, that's a dirty spring end. There's the started to get polished spring end. I have started it. Just on the wet and dry, hold it between your fingers. Just round in circles. Keep checking it, lifting it up. See, all the marks are starting to disappear now. I don't think you'll be able to see them on camera, but there's slight marks on there, which will act as like something to counteract the friction, or the lack of friction, should I say. So just keep turning the spring. Round in circles. Like that. As it starts to come up, you'll see all the marks are starting to disappear. So you keep doing that both sides until it's shiny. Then what we'll do is we'll move down to 600 grit, then to 800 grit, and then finally to 1200 for a mirror finish. So I'll come back after I've done this. Right, so as you can see, that's the spring ends done to a mirror finish on both sides. Just for comparison, I've dipped in my toolbox. You can see the difference. That way. Obviously, this one being the polished. There we go. The polished spring ends compared to the standard spring as they come out. So, like I said, all aids in the friction resistance. So the less friction you've got, the better the spring can twist. So we'll just get on with polishing the rest. Right, like what I was saying before, polish it down to 1200 grit, clamp it in a vise, a bit of cardboard either side to stop it, like that. Nice and gentle, just back and forward by hand. Like that. And if I zoom in, as you can see, the wrong way, the bit that I've polished compared to the bit that I haven't. So now you can keep going. You can go down to 1600 grit and get a totally mirror finish. You know, you don't need any real effort, but like you see, you can see the two differences. The dull part of the original to where it's shiny. So we'll just move it around a bit, so you can see where it starts to go dull. That's your next point of polish. In there. And again, no effort, just back and forward, nice and gentle. as you can see, it doesn't take much to come up. So we'll crack on with that and we'll catch you soon. Right, so as you can see, that now is more or less mirror finished. All the way around. Want to see yourself in it. So what we'll do now is we're clamping in the vise straight up and down. We'll zoom out. Clamping in the vise straight up and down. Like I said, they're pretty rough inside. They have been honed to some degree. So what I'll do is I'll get an old spring. Obviously it's got to be deep enough to go in. Get your wet and dry enough to wrap it around the spring so it touches the sides. Obviously that's not enough. So it's a nice snug fit. There we go. Just a case of just wind this up a bit. There we go. It's just a case of up and down to polish the inside. And if I zoom in, lift it back up, as you can see, just on the inside there, it's starting to create a nice mirror finish, same as the outside. So, like I say, once that's mirror finished, your piston goes in and it'll slide up and down, not a problem. Nice smooth surface for the piston seal to run on. So, here we go. See you soon when that's polished. Right, we're just finishing off with a 1200 grit. Like I say, nice tight fit on this, on the sandpaper. Put it back and forward. And it becomes a nice smooth, like I say, with 1200 out. And as you can see inside, if we how much this will zoom in, and I'll spin it around a bit. There you go. Got a nice smooth finish on the inside where we've been given it with the sandpaper. So what we'll do now is we'll whip that out, stick it with a spring, like you see, fully polished there. Wait, nicely polished. I'll remember to take that bit of sandpaper out shortly. Like that. We get the piston seal, the piston, sorry. Again, yeah, clamp it in the vase, in the cardboard, so it doesn't damage it. I'll find my paper. There we go. Tear a strip like that. The vase a bit tighter. Just be careful not to oval this. As you can see, we'll zoom in a bit more, and That, you can see the original finish of the piston here compared to the polished version on the side. Like I say, exactly the same way as what you do with a compression tube. All the stuff's done by hand, I haven't got any machines, so like I say, nice and silver polished. I mean, I'm only down to 600 at the minute, I'm starting off with 600, so like I say, that, give it a twist. The paper again. Nice and gentle. Just back and forward. And as you can see, like you see again the difference. Like that. You don't need to go overboard with a 600, just take the rough off so you can tell the difference between the two. Your polishing stages come later. What I will say is, once you've got it like this, upside down, if you gently rub your fingers, it's not advisable, but rub your fingers down there, you'll find the cocking slot very rough down the outsides. So what I'll do is, a few folds again on the paper, just inside the cocking slot, slight pressure onto one side, like that, back and forward. Don't worry too much about roughening the edges up when you polish. Just polish the inside of the cocking slot. Just relate to the smoothness of the cocking. Once you've done that, like I say, back and forward, back to your polishing. So I'll give you another shot once this is done. Right, what I've done is I've polished half the piston to a mirror finish, as you can see, and the standard where the piston came. So that obviously will aid in the running of that up and down the compression tube. If you can hear, there's hardly any noise there now compared to the rough bits at the back of the piston. So I don't know if the camera will zoom in that far, will it? There you go. So as you can see, there's a few little scratches left to come out. Obviously that's just because I've just shoved it inside the compression tube. But you've got the dull finish of the original, where the original piston was, compared, there we go, compare the dull finish compared to the mirror finish. So there you see it all aids in a bit, and that's what I was on about, those edges there, about smoothing off the cocking slot, which has been done. So I'll finish doing this piston and then we'll get on the trigger. Right, that's the piston just about finished. As you can see, bring it to a zoom, there we go. Nice more or less mirror finish all the way down, cocking slot's being polished. What I've also done, if you can see on there, if it'll zoom, it's not for some reason, there we go, is I've also cleaned the sear and polished the sear what hooks on the trigger, what I showed you earlier. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take a little bit of 1200 grit and get rid of these little knobbly bits down the side. You've got to be careful when you're doing this, so obviously it's plastic, you cannot replace it. So like you say, just a little bit of, or even a bit of used 1200 grit. Where was that? 600. I did have some. Here we go. A little bit of used 1200 grit, and I just run that round the outside, just so as you can see, you can clean the edge up. And there's no trailing bits to stick out to cause an obstruction. You see that's coming up nice and clean now. That little knobbly bit's just about disappeared. It doesn't take much, like I say, it's plastic, so, or rubberized, whatever it is. So there you see, a little thin, just to smooth the edge off for when it's carrier compression tube. Obviously you can put your finger over the end like that. I'll zoom out, hang on, there we go, and if you push down you feel a compression, so that means that seal now is creating a perfect seal. Now, yeah, the air coming out. Even if you pull it so far up, put your finger over, try and pull it, pulls it back down. So that piston now is running extremely smooth. It's got a good seal, otherwise it wouldn't pull back into there like that. And you hear the pop as you take your finger off, and obviously you see the enemy finger there where it's been on the end of the compression tube where it's been sucking in. So you see, put it on the end, halfway down, stick your finger over, a good way to test your piston seal. Pull it out, let go. If it pulls back in by itself, you know, there you go, that's pulled it too far. So pull it on, pull it and let go. There you go, nice, perfect, and that's now nice and smooth. So that's them two bits done. The next bit, which I've left over on the other side of the table, is the actual trigger unit itself. I'll do, click that in so there. And as you can see, like I say, we've got these bits here, what sits on the bit of the piston that I've just polished, and same again, just clamp it in the vise like that, nice and gentle so you don't compress it too much. And again with your paper, just a case of rubbing back and forward on all surfaces. Let the paper do the work, you don't have to do it too rough, as more knee effort needed. Over the top there, just round that off a little bit. As you can see, if zoom in a bit, that will move it back round. Out there. Spin that way so you can see it. See, it's starting to get a shiny face on. I mean, obviously these faces don't matter. It's the actual connecting faces. And as you can see now, that's starting to get a good shine on it around there. So, and like you say, it all aids to the lock time and the release of the trigger and the piston. The least friction you've got, the better. So that's just about done there. Pull the trigger, that flicks up, you've got your seconds here, which is this little drop here. Up 2 seconds, There we go. We've got your seconds here, which is this little drop here, which again, edge. You can normally hear when the paper's done the work because it goes kind of smooth. There you see, you can probably see the difference between the two surfaces already. So we'll crack on with the trigger, and we'll come back to you when that's done. Right folks, that's the trigger done. As you can see, we've got a nice shiny surface on the top of here. We've got this bit's all sorted now, it's all nicely polished. There's no rough edges around the outside on both sides, and we've also got the main pistons here polished on the inside over there. Spin it around, finish. There we go, that one there. There you go, you see the seal, nice shiny surface on that. So the way to test it, or the way I found best to test it, get yourself a screwdriver. I'll zoom out. There we go. Get yourself a screwdriver. Once you're done, put your hand, click that in. Be a nice solid click. So you click it, you got your nice first stage there, which you set by your screws. Normal record trigger adjustments. Just hold the trigger nice and light, like that, and it should take no effort. But just flick that off, and obviously you've got your let off. So again, click that in, nice solid click. So it you can see there's plenty of meat hanging on the sear there on that side, and obviously when your piston sits in, it'll grip inside there. Again, adjust your first stage. Normally take it off the plate about 1.5 mil travel off there, and then nice and gentle flick up. So quite happy with that. And what I found better to use on these triggers is, when you come to do it, a little bit of silicone grease. Dab it on the end of there, not too much, you don't need too much. Dab it on the end and just hook your finger in there like that. That's it, that's all you need. Like I say, they're just bearing surfaces, they're there to slip, you know. And then again, push that down, click it into place. That allows the grease to spread onto the two main surfaces, and a nice release off the trigger. There we go. So that's that bit done. The next bit I'm going to crack on with, I'm not going to show you this bit, it's just a case of sticking some degreaser on the inside of there. I'll just lift this up a bit. On the inside of there, where you can see that there. And what I do with that is I wrap a cloth again around the spring, like so. I get my 4-row wire wool, and I wrap my 4-row wire wool around the cloth, push it in, and just gently back and forward, a little bit of gun oil, gently back and forward to clean the insides of there. So other than that, that is what my basic tune, what I normally do to my spring rifles anyway. It seems to improve them. The rifles that I have sold on, that were mine that I tuned, People are really pleased with them. They shoot smooth, they cock smooth, so if other people are happy and I'm happy with the rifle, when they are happy with it, then I think my job's done. So I'll move the table back over now, the video, sorry, back over onto the gun rest for reassembly.
Cause the fog on the Tyne is all mine, oh mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine. The fog on the Tyne is all mine, oh